Hey everyone. Today I'm diving deep into HBO's The Last of Us, now airing Season 2, Episode 3. I've been a huge fan so far, and after last night's episode, it feels like the perfect time to check in and share some thoughts. We'll talk about what's been working so far, where the show has stumbled just a little, and how it compares to the original games. First off, the tension and drama has been absolutely incredible. From the first season to where we are now, the show has nailed that feeling of constant dread, that sense that danger could come from anywhere, at any time. Season 1 captured this beautifully, especially in moments like the museum scene with the clickers, straight out of the first Last of Us game. Those moments made your heart pound, not just because of the monsters, but because of what was at stake emotionally for Joel and Ellie. Season 2 has continued that intensity, especially in Episode 2's ambush scene, when Joel and Ellie and the Jackson Patrol get attacked. It's brutal, fast, and messy, just like encounters felt in the Last of Us Part 2 game. The showrunners clearly understand that it's not just about the cordyceps. It's about how people react to a broken world and what they're willing to do to survive. Now, Ellie and Joel's relationship has been nothing short of incredible. Season 1 set a really solid foundation, especially in episodes like Left Behind and Look for the Light. Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal have chemistry that feels both lived in and fragile. Joel isn't this untouchable hero. He's broken. Ellie isn't just a foul-mouthed kid. She's carrying deep trauma. By Season 2, you can feel the weight of their bond and also the seeds of tension that we know are going to sprout, just like in The Last of Us Part 2.
Are you okay?
What is wrong with you?
In the games, Joel's decision at the hospital shaped everything that came next. The show is just now starting to hit those moments, and you can truly feel that undercurrent. Ellie loves Joel like a father, but there's part of her that knows he's hiding something. The introduction of Jackson has been another highlight for me. In the first game, we barely saw Jackson. It was just teased, a safe haven in a savage world. In The Last of Us Part 2, though, Jackson was fleshed out. A real community with crops, patrols, children, and a sense of normalcy. The show has really embraced that full vision. From the first shots of the town gates to the insides of the mess hall and the patrolling guards, Jackson feels lived in. It's not just a backdrop. It's a place where people genuinely live and try to build a future. One of the things I appreciate is how they don't treat Jackson like a utopia. Sure, it's safer, but there are tensions under the surface. Tommy's relationship with Maria, Ellie's feeling of being an outsider, and Joel's struggle to adapt to relative peace. All of it mirrors what the games hinted at, but never had enough time to explore. The action so far has been great too. Season 1 had some excellent sequences like the Kansas City sniper standoff and the infected horde in Episode 5. Season 2 is up the ante. The firefights feel desperate. Ammo counts seem to matter. Every time Ellie or Joel fires a shot, you can feel the weight of it. It's not just flashy violence. It's grounded, raw, and exhausting, much like how the combat in the Last of Us games feel, especially Part 2, where Ellie's every movement feels risky. Now, let's talk about Abby, because you can't talk Season 2 without talking about Abby. So far, the show is doing a smart job with easing her into the story. We haven't spent a ton of time with her yet, but her presence is felt, and yes, we hate her. But just like in The Last of Us Part 2, it's more complicated than simple good guy and simple bad guy. Joel, for the love we have for him, is not a saint. The game showed that brutally. Joel killed countless people to save Ellie, and those choices had consequences. The show seems to be setting up the same complexity. In Episode 2, we finally saw Joel's consequences to these actions catch up to him. But there are still hints that they might tweak things slightly, which I'm honestly okay with if it serves the story well. One complaint though, and it's kind of a big one, everyone is way too clean. Seriously, HBO, what are we doing here? Joel's beard is immaculate, Ellie's clothes look like they came out of an Old Navy rack, even Abby and the crew look like they just finished a photo shoot before riding out. This is supposed to be a world 20 plus years into an apocalypse where clean water and soap are a luxury. In the games, characters were grimy, dirty, bloody, and sweaty. You could feel the hardship in the way they looked. It added a sense of realism that sometimes is missing here. It's a small thing in the grand scheme of things, but it did take me out of the immersion a few times, so it does matter. And when your world is this brutal, your characters should look the part. A little more dirt, a few more torn clothes, some sweat and blood would go a long way in making these scenes feel even more intense. Overall, though, The Last of Us has been phenomenal. The love and respect for the source material shines through in every frame. From the way Joel carries his pain, to the way Ellie struggles to stay hopeful in a world that crushes hope, to the quiet, haunting moments of survivors just trying to live. It's all here. Season 2 has taken everything great about Season 1 and started layering in even more complexity. We're diving into darker territory now. The world is bigger, the stakes are higher, and the emotional gut punches are here. If you're a fan of the games, there's so much to appreciate. If you're new to the story, buckle up, the ride is only going to get rougher from here. Thanks for hanging out with me for this deep dive. What did you think of episode 3? Are you nervous about what's coming next with Abby? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.